creation of a housing action plan steering committee to advise and provide community input. Mr. David Brower.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. I'm David Brower with Community Services. So tonight we're going to bring for your consideration a resolution to create a Housing Action Plan Steering Committee. We're working with Planning and Development Services on this effort, and we came to you previously with information about this plan during the Community Development Update at your July 13th meeting. The Housing Action Plan will look at existing housing conditions and conduct comprehensive stakeholder and public engagement. The plan will investigate available tools to create or incentivize housing for residents. Our goal is to create a housing plan that supports the impactful implementation of the city's comprehensive plan. The Housing Action Plan Steering Committee will consist of no more than 13 volunteer members who would advise and make recommendations for a housing action plan that reflects the community's vision for housing action and initiatives. This resolution, if approved, if it is approved, we will start an application process and bring back potential committee members to you at one of your council meetings in October. Appointed members will work with city staff to develop the housing action plan. And so with that, I'm available for any of your questions.
Do you have some requirements regarding professional backgrounds? You want a realtor, you want a land developer, you want a banker, finance, engineer? What are you looking for, anything like that, or neighborhood representation, a citizen?
It's our goal. So as part of the application, we are asking for background and experience that will be relevant to the creation of the plan. And so it's our hope that we have a variety of different folks, but we're not making any requirements as to who is on the committee in that regard. Including
General citizenship.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Questions for staff on this? You don't have to. Now, let me just clarify. This is not a committee that goes through the city secretary's office application process, or does it?
And the city secretary's office is releasing the application for us.
Okay.
And so thank you very much. And because of that, that's great. There's a website and a link we can push out to people and publicize this. And then that's a good mechanism to just get those responses.
Okay, so you're going to publicize it now. You're going to make a recommendation to us out of that list, or do we just do like we normally do?
Our plan is to bring the list to you and for y'all to look and appoint 14,
okay.
No more than 13 members from that list.
Okay. Ms. Harvell?
I have a very silly question. I was raised by a very superstitious mom. How did y'all come up with 13 members?
Could have been 11.
The discussion was what would be a group that that there weren't too many or too few cooks in the kitchen, and 13 is kind of where we landed. So we didn't think about it. Yeah.
Any other questions, comments? We got Ms. Cunha.
Can you go back a slide?
Yes, ma'am.
I'm just trying to understand tools to create or incentivize housing opportunities. Is this just like in the disposition of your home and CDBG funds, or is this larger than that?
This is larger than that. And so every year, on the consent agenda was our action plan, and then every 5 years we do our comprehensive plan, and that just specifically addresses those federal funds. So this would be more citywide, and it would be tools and initiatives that could exist outside of those grant funds.
Oh.
So some examples would be density bonuses, TIFs, so mechanisms to generate funding, different policy changes. Some of that's already happening with middle housing, things that could increase affordability in that way. And so it would look at all those tools, and the idea would be to create a menu. So with this committee, and we would come up with a menu that made sense for our city that we thought, and to bring to y'all for consideration.
So
Okay.
There's a fair amount of research in this, looking at, you go as far as land trust?
Yes.
Okay.
And so
you go that far into the public
land trusts,
financing
deed
literature.
restrictive covenants that kind of achieve the same sort of thing.
Okay, so let us help you get a broad range of applicants. What is the timeline? When is this application going to go up and when is it going to come down?
So we're hoping to release it next week. So is that right?
I'm going
Tanya?
to try to have it done by tomorrow.
And then when will it come off?
We're going to bring it back to you in October, so it'll be up for at least a month and a half.
End of September, people could apply.
And how long do we usually,
It's up to you. I mean, when are you wanting to appoint?
so if we came, so a month and a half, we'd probably go through the end of September so that people had that amount of time to apply.
Because it'd be great if you had 15 people apply, right? I mean, it'd be nice if you had some choice.
That's right,
So-
and we put the no more than 13, just in case only 7 applied, we could still work with the 7, but ideally, we would have a pool for
And
y'all to
ideally,
choose
it would
from.
be a broad range of community members, of different talent, different experiences, because you're looking for a very big scope action committee.
Which
Yes, ma'am.
suggests that we should ourselves suggest people take a look at it. Yeah, and number of meetings, they're going to be, you're going to kind of tell them how often they might have to meet over the year? 'Cause
Yes.
this goes away at October 1, 24.
That's right, so this will sunset then or when the plan is complete, whichever comes first. We're estimating about 5 to 6 meetings, so probably meeting monthly. We've worked with Planning and Development Services to create a citizen participation plan. And so the goal will be to communicate with folks who are interested to exactly what type of time commitment would be involved.
Okay, you need a motion or you need direction?
And a motion.
I
to
will
approve the
entertain if
resolution.
anyone, you have a question? I'm sorry.
Well, I'll make a motion, but I also wanted to suggest that at least one of those, like maybe just be like a student or someone that represents the university through student government, if we reach out to them perhaps to fill one of those slots, if they could send someone along. They're relevant, obviously, to our housing here, especially for action plans, so.
Did I understand you were going to move that we?
I was also gonna do
we,
that.
approve this?
Yes, I'll make a motion to approve that.
And I have a second from Ms. Harvell. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries unanimously.